Hello and welcome to the Bird Garden channel. This is Bird Talk episode number 2. We're going to talk about that easy bird bath this week. My phone's making noise here. It's a motion activated camera on a bluebird box, and a bluebird just dropped in. Always a nice distraction. Forewarning, I'm getting a message that the mouse battery is very low. If the mouse crashes, I don't know how that's going to affect our stream today, but I'm glad you're here. And I'm going to do this stream in the format of some pretty good information that I can leave uploaded as a video on the Bird Garden channel. So if you're not able to catch this live, no worries. There will be some interaction, hopefully, with viewers. But the focus is going to be on information for anybody who wants to drop in now or later. So that said, we did get together at this time last week, Wednesday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. So if you're able to make it today, thank you very much. And this could be our time slot. We just may start meeting here. We are trying to grow the Bird Garden channel. We're knocking on the door of the magical 1K subscriber number and trying to now beef up the number of view hours. I've got a 24/7 live stream going. Maybe you've seen that. If you haven't, check it out. I mean, it's a nice feeding station. We have identified over 85 species of birds in the bird garden. At least 30 of those visit the bird feeders on camera each season, and the inventory changes. The summer breeding stock's on its way out. The fall migrants are on their way in. As an example, our avatar is the red-headed woodpecker. Haven't seen one to feeder in weeks. Seen several juveniles back behind the yard, but they're not coming to the feeder. They are out there foraging in the fall harvest of all of the natural plants and bugs that they like to eat. So it's the most abundant time of the year for birds, which works out great. For the migrants, they need to tank up before they head out. But check out that 24/7 live stream. It's been running for about a year now. The birds really like it out there. It's active. I mean, all times of day. It slows down around noon, of course, as all birding activity does. And then the Cardinals are typically there before the sun comes up and after the sun goes down. At night, we have the creatures of the night, including the black bear. There's a video up. You won't want to miss that video. If you haven't seen the black bear video, it's pretty cool. A little bit frightening to have a black bear in your backyard in suburbia, USA, right? I didn't expect that. So now we take the bird feeders in at night. So if you're checking out the bird feeding station on the live stream at night and you don't see any feeders out there, now you know why. And we don't have any problem with the rodents. Just a quick note here: if you're trying to attract birds to your viewing area and you're being harassed by squirrels or other mammals, you don't want to be there, or maybe you're inviting them and you love to have them. I'm making no judgment there. I would like for the squirrels not to be in my feeding station, especially on the live stream, because they scare the birds away. And we want to attract birds. We want people to watch birds. That's what we like to do. And so we use a heat-infused food. And after a taste or two by the squirrels, the raccoons, the possums, the mice, chipmunks, none of the mammals want to eat the heat-infused food. And the birds doesn't bother them at all. Is it the capsaicin? That's the hot part of the pepper. Birds don't even know it's there. Mammals hate it. So that's working out for us. And if you don't want to mess with having a messy feeder or something you have to maintain, or you don't have space or permission from a landlord to do a feeding station of your own, watch mine. That's why it's out there. So we do have that feeding station. That's I guess it's the anchor for the Bird Garden YouTube channel. And we hope you'll go over there and enjoy that. Now, let's see if you guys are making comments and I'm missing them. Let's see. Okay, we'll do some welcomes here. We got 3G with the peace sign, all eyes. We got Patty's Petite Tanks. Welcome, guys. Sup? 3G says he's serious. Got 2 pair of glasses. When you're an observant viewer, you pick up on things like that. 3G, and yeah, that's the way they're wearing them now. That's the way they're wearing them. All the cool kids are doing it, you know. I won't say that I'm any kind of innovator, although I do push the fashion envelope from time to time. Maybe not so much anymore. Patty's Petite Tank says, yeah, if you don't bring the feeders, it'll be destroyed by the bears. They like to bend shepherd's hooks. Yeah, if you maybe you've seen the video. It wasn't not an inexpensive pole system I have out there. That's my the culmination of 50 years of research and how's the best way to feed birds in my yard. And this system is it. You're looking at it. Okay. Let's see. I want to try some technology stuff here. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. You watch enough YouTube videos, you learn how to do stuff. We're going to do some learning opportunity here. I've got a prop down here in the floor I'm going to show you. Um, okay. Now, I don't know if, Patty, I did get your comment on the screen there. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. And I may not know how to make it go away. I want to try something here. I can replace it. I can replace it with your other comment. Upstate New York, man, I bet you got some bears up there. I'm right in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, heavy bear population. I figured it out. Big Tank Hank is in the house. Glad to have Big Tank Hank here. Big Tank Hank was the first moderator of the Bird Garden channel. Always great to see him, my brother. Welcome. And listen, we are trying to, I'm just going to jump right in without a segue to our mission statement here. I'm so excited about it. We are trying to spread the good word that birds make your life better. And what I mean by that is it's a natural effect. When you're communing with nature, your body seems to settle. I can go watch birds. I don't care where it is on TV. I can watch my bird feeder on TV. Settle right down, blood pressure down, worries of the day get a little further in the background. Fantastic, healthy distraction. It's made such a positive impact in our lives here at Bird Garden channel. We want to share it. And that's why we have a YouTube channel. We love it. We do it all the time wherever we go. Sometimes we go places and do things specifically to see birds. We are about it. It's made a positive impact on our life. We want to share it. I think it'll make a positive impact in your life too. A couple of things on that point. I see it looks like the people I recognize here in the chat are aquarium fish keepers. And listen, you're watching nature. That's why you keep those inhabitants in those glass boxes. You love watching nature. Probably you get the same effect. I have a lot of aquariums. As a matter of fact, our other channel, the Pond Life YouTube channel, which now shifted to our koi pond. The tie-in here is the koi pond is the major water feature in the bird garden. We haven't tied those two together yet on video, but if you go to the Pond Life channel, you can see how we built that magnificent and significant water feature. And we filled it with beautiful koi, prize-winning koi. And on the Pond Life channel, it started as the River Life channel. We lived on the river. We were all about that, very authentic, very transparent. River life, because that's the life we're living. And we had dozens of aquariums. So then we moved off the river, downsized houses. The fish room, well, basically went away, reduced by a constraint of size, and we've been paring down aquariums ever since. I just set up a new aquarium to consolidate the last of the half dozen or so aquariums we have into one community tank. All that to say, it's an ecological system here, and a couple of the highlights that we enjoy are fish and birds. Now, birds, I would say, are our primary focus as we endeavor to pursue happiness in our lives, to follow our bliss. And the fish, an extreme compliment, and definitely gives us the opportunity to watch some more nature. Now, I go down rabbit trails, no apologies. That's the way it is around here. The birds are everywhere. Okay. Think of a place you've been and there weren't birds. And I might ask, were there no birds? Did you look for birds? Did you just not see any? Because I've been a lot of places on Earth, and I've never been to a place where there weren't birds. Underground caves, not too deep, don't get me wrong. But there's birds that definitely live in caves, cave swallow, and chimneys, chimney swift. Some nest secretly, some nest in colonies. They're everywhere, is the point. And the wild bird watching, you don't have to feed them. You don't have to take care of them. You can just enjoy them. You can just look out your window wherever you are, your windshield, and enjoy the birds. So birds are everywhere. You can do it for free, just about anywhere, just about any time. You can do it. And it's a gateway to a path of happiness, in my experience. So that being the case, maybe you walk a few steps down that path and end up like we did, and now we want to have a bird garden. And we absolutely love it. I mean, it makes for an attractive backyard. I'm not kidding. I mean, we're basically decorating our backyard with landscape to make it an enhanced shelter and hospitable place to wildlife, especially birds and fish. That being said, we are a certified backyard habitat, and we're very proud of that. That's a conservation tip for today. Go ahead and check into that. Maybe it's for you, but there's things beyond just feeding the birds involved with being a certified backyard habitat. You need to consider things, and it's a wonderful learning curve. Soft, not going to get out of breath doing this, but it's wonderful. You learn about water, how important that is to your ecosystem, plants, how native plants are better than invasive plants, and why. You learn how important it is, especially for birds, to provide shelter and shade. If you don't have shade, you're going to really limit your inventory of birds. If you can provide shade, that's a type of shelter. And housing, nesting sites, bird boxes, shelves, depending on the type of bird you're trying to attract to nest in your viewing area or yard. Several things come together there to make for a nice foundation, an infrastructure, if you will, of a backyard habitat, and then the rest is like decoration, literally like icing on the cake. And you pick out your colors and plants and places, and I recommend watching some YouTube videos, how tos, do it yourself, maybe consult a professional, look at lots of catalogs, watch the Bird Garden channel. I mean, we've come a long way, baby, already in the last year since this channel has been active. And then going back a couple of years on the Pond Life channel, you can see how that backyard, small, postage stamp, suburban yard, steep, not fit for much. The dog doesn't even like running up and down that hill, but it made for a fantastic waterfall. That pond, we put in a 26-foot waterfall, a cascading water, just takes you to another world. That's what I have to say about that. And the birds love it. Fish are happy. I got lots of, on the Pond Life channel, there's lots of underwater koi swimming in slow motion. I love that. Danikin Aquatics is here. Hello, Danikin. How are you? Thank you so much for sharing last week's stream. I hope you'll share this one out. The rest of it, if you want to support the channel, hey, do the free clicks. That's how you support the Bird Garden channel. We're knocking on the door of that 1,000 subscriber mark. We're trying to get some hours up. That's why we're streaming. Thank you so much for being here. Birds are good, and so are you. We got friends like Danikin Aquatics sharing out our content, hustling subscribers for us. Just he loves nature. We've gotten along so well since we met online. We have mutual friends, and one of these days, Kenny and I are going to meet in person. It's going to be fantastic. We already feel like we know each other. So anyway, if you like this kind of content, you can say so by clicking the like button, and that matters. It doesn't matter how many or how few of those likes are clicked or dislikes. Every time one is clicked, it signifies to the algorithm there is an engagement here, creator to viewer engagement. and that is weighted. So if when you hit the like button, it matters to a creator. Thank you so much if you've done that. Thank you in advance if you'd consider it. Also, the subscribers, um, it's very important to get that 1,000 subscriber mark to the algorithm. We're the same people. We're not going to change whether we have 10 subscribers or 10 million. But the algorithm sees the channel differently. It promotes it differently, weights the content differently. So when you subscribe, you not only become more in tune with the activity of the channel, but you're also influencing the algorithm to invite others. Now, we do a conservation tip here. So as we grow, hopefully this soft, light green conservation tip is easy for people to pick up on. We could literally change the world. Now, I don't have a grandiose plan to become an ambassador, a Nobel Peace Prize winning ambassador of let's save the planet information. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not my goal. I do want to share these small tips that have made a positive impact in my life with you. Maybe it's something you want to incorporate and you wouldn't have if someone hadn't suggested it in a low key, low impact fashion. So we do have that opportunity to make a difference, not only in our yard, but in our community, in our virtual community. And that is our world. So thanks for tuning in and for hearing that. And if you want to subscribe and be a part of that, it's easy as a click. Click the button. We're uploading currently, and this is subject to change, currently at least one video a day. We uploaded a short this morning. This is a live stream, so 2 YouTube uploads today. Typically a short or a feature length video, 10 minutes or so, every day. Now, after we crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark, we made those are mostly shorts, 15-second shorts. We're going to talk about that in just a second. We'll probably scale that back and do more feature length content, more highly edited content. Oh, that's good coffee. Going to talk about that too. That's why I brought that in here. Okay, so yeah, hit the notification bell so you know when we upload new things. It won't daily is easy to remember. Oh yeah, Bird Garden uploaded another short today. Once it becomes 2 or 3 times a week, that notification bell could help you out. It'll definitely help the channel out. If you don't mind getting the notification in your feed, again, that's an algorithm tick that supports the channel. These things are free. I think they have an impact. I think we have a message, and this is how I say it. If you'll give me a minute of your time, the Bird Garden channel can make your life better. That's bold. That's big. But we've put a lot of our lives into this channel and bringing this message. And here's what I mean by that. We've uploaded, I'm going to say over 100. It's well over 100 15-second shorts. And some of them may go up to 1 minute, but shorts. Most of them, the majority, 15 seconds. If you'll watch 4 of those 15-second videos, you're going to experience something similar to what I experience. Calm, happy. If you're not careful, you're going to catch yourself smiling. This is really decent wildlife photography focused on birds. And if you get some of that momentary happiness, relief, calm, distracted from negativity, encouraged with some positivity, that's not a bad trade for 1 minute of your time, is it? Check it out. Check it out. That's the way I'm saying it. Give me a minute of your time and the Bird Garden channel will make your life better. And I know that's a big statement, but check it out. Check it out. 4 15-second videos. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your experience is. What's your reaction? That's what matters. I'm putting it out there like I believe this is what the reaction is going to be, but proof needs to be in the pudding. So you tell me. Big Tank Hank's got a link posted there. What are we talking about there, Big Tank Hank? I've talked about so many things. It's hard to tell what that link is to. Good luck, people. I trust Big Tank Hank. He's not going to lead you astray, but there it is. 6 people here. We've been going for about 20 minutes. We're right up on the demonstration time. We're going to go for 60 minutes today. We're going to try to go for an hour, I guess, each Wednesday at 11. That's our time, folks. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here again. Share this out if you haven't already. We've talked about supporting the channel, what a difference it makes, why it makes a difference, how it makes a difference, the impact on your life. Now, okay, amplify that to your sphere of influence. If you shared that out on your social media or to your Facebook friends, whatever, because you want them to have this experience I'm describing. Thank you. Let's invite some new friends in here. It's going to be great. This is heavy. I'm gonna pause. I am quite stalling. I don't want to pick that heavy thing up yet. It's not that bad. I'll do it. Another way to support the channel, and I love doing this. It's when you buy this art. I'm an artist, and we have so much fun with my little art projects. I did all of these. A couple of them came out of a local show. We did a virtual show while everyone was in lockdown. This McCall painting over here was in a show in 1993. That's vintage art. But here's the little desktop art. That's a nice piece there. It's called Mellow Haze. That's acrylic on canvas. I painted it in a studio in Johnson City, Tennessee. And so we sell these to help support the channel. You know, that we put it in the haircut fund. We put it in the birdseed fund. I don't know about that hair. I may have to hire a contractor. It's gone too far. So when we sell these, we start the bid, we have a little informal bidding process on the live stream. We start the bid at $10. That includes the painting. You get a free desktop easel, and I pay the shipping in the United States. And nobody gets hurt. We get a few bucks over here at the channel. Whoa. So, yeah, we sold one last week. Liquid Zoo was our first art purchase on the birdgarden Bird Talk live stream. Thank you very much. I don't see Liquid Zoo here today, but and I did mail that right away and did get confirmation it was received. So thank you very much. You can go back and watch last week's stream. I left it up as a video. We talked about was that the easy bird feeder last week? Yes, it was. It was the easy bird feeder. I brought it in here, showed you the 2 pieces, how to put it together, and some video clips of the success we had. If anybody wants to support the channel monetarily that way, we can't get super chats yet. We've not been approved. Working on that. We're working on getting our hours and the subs. We're really close. So anybody puts the $sign and the number 10 and above, I'll receive that as a bid. Hey, Bob, how's it going? We're shilling some paintings here. Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics, outstanding nature keeper over there, as well as Big Tank Hank, Danikin Aquatics, Patty's Petite Tanks, 3G. I'm so sorry I haven't been to your channel, but I'm going to. Immediately following this stream, I'm going there because you were the first person in the chat today. I'm definitely going to check out your channel. But if you're watching this after the live stream, if you can find these channels on YouTube, you'll be glad you did a few clicks to do that. I mean, fantastic collections of wildlife expert care being given. Check these folks out. And I was explaining the bid process. We start at $10, includes an easel, the painting, and free shipping in the U.S. If you put a number 10, first a $sign and a number 10 or greater, I'll receive that as a bid. At the end of the bids, if there are any, and it's okay if there aren't. No pressure on anybody. Nothing changes. At the end, when I just say, hey, we're going to close the auction, the highest bid I see on my screen, that's the winner of the auction. I can't do it any other way. And I know the internet speeds are different, and sometimes that causes a conflict. Many apologies in advance. But if you want to help out with the feed bill around here, we've got a piece of art today. It's called Mellow Haze, and we'll start the bid on that and leave the auction open on into the live stream for $10. Free shipping, free easel. Okay, now 25-minute mark. We are right on time. Thank you very much for hanging in there with me. 7 of you still hanging around right now. Big Tank Hank put a link to Kaler's Aquatics. Thank you, Big Tank Hank, for that. And Big Tank Hank, go ahead and put a link in there for your channel too, buddy. You don't have to do all the heavy lifting and get none of the recognition. Speaking of heavy lifting, it's time for me to hoist this easy bird bath. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about it first. It's a concrete pot. My wife and I were traveling on a bird watching trip in South Carolina. We stopped at a nursery. They had a nice selection of aquatic plants and marginal plants. We were bringing some things home for the pond, and I happened upon this uniquely shaped concrete pot. It's kind of got some Asian geometry going on. I really liked it. There we go. There's Patty's. Check out Patty's Petite Tanks. There you go. Right here, it's Big Tank Hank making it easy for you. If you're watching this after the live stream, if those links aren't working in the chat on the replay, it's copy and paste. No big deal. You know how to do that. So this Asian geometry concrete pot caught my eye. I brought it home. Now I'm going to show it to you. Oh. Okay, that's the real deal. Oh, you don't have to have anything like this, right? It's just the one we had. It's shallow. You can see I set it on the hill. You can see the water line there. Oh, there you are. So I filled it with water. If you want to see that again, you'll have to ask. And I may, depending on how I feel, notice that you ask. That thing doesn't hold water. It's not watertight, but I put water in it in the morning and the birds would splash around. I'd go rinse it out, put some more water in, just carry a bucket up there, pour it in. No, it was what I call still water. There was no aeration. There was no filtration. There was no bubbler. There's no vibrator. There's nothing agitating the surface, just water, shallow water, a little bit. I mean, the water surface area was about the size of your hands cupped, and all kinds of birds came to that bird bath. And there are videos, including one titled Easy Bird Bath. It's 15 seconds. You can see about 3 species, maybe 4 species of birds, including warblers, getting in the water. So here's the thing. That I said all that to make the point. It's very simple to provide water for the birds. They come to drink, they come to bathe. Not a lot of water, not a special container. I've done the same thing with that 5-gallon bucket lid with the little lip on top, very shallow. They appreciate it. Easy to clean, lightweight. I put a rock in the middle of that. Of course, that doesn't need a rock to keep birds from kicking it over or the wind from blowing it over. So here's the big point to consider if you want to attract birds to your viewing area. A lot of the birds in our area eat the variety of food, including mealworms, seed, lots of variations of seed, suet, and some seasonal treats, nuts. I mean, I've definitely fed the birds some nuts that I bought for myself. I like them so well, I threw a handful in the tray. You guys see if you like these. I like them pretty good. And some of the birds, a lot of the birds enjoy that, but all of the birds drink water. And as far as I know, all of them also enjoy bathing to some extent. So when you put water out there, that's a universal welcome mat to your viewing area. So the water, a small amount of water, nothing special. That's why I call it the easy bird bath. I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Now I'm going to look on my phone and see if I can find a quick clip just to hold up to the camera here. And I'll tell you, yeah, I've got a clip here. It was so active. I had a motion activated camera on the easy bird bath, and it was so active, I had to take the camera off. It was just blowing up my phone. It was taking all my storage on cards and phones, and uh, I had to turn it off. It was so successful. It's a good problem to have. That's not really a complaint. Okay, now here's a rare in my yard. This is a rare opportunity to capture this bird on footage because it comes to the feeder, grabs a peanut and leaves. Lands on the fence, hops down, hops around, leaves. Very difficult to film. That's what I'm getting at. If you've ever tried to point a camera at a bird, they're easy to get in the distance, and they look like a little pinpoint on your photograph. And when you zoom in and you get them full frame, any little motion, I mean, birds hop and they're out of frame. Anyway, my first world problems, right? YouTube channel problems. All right, here you go. Yeah, the old blue jay. He was taller than my camera setup. But not only did we get some footage of him, uh, we got full frame footage. That's the same with so many birds. Now, when the little warblers and the sparrows get in there, the cardinals, they stay mostly in frame. Here's a funny one. Fox News, Fox Sports, Fox News. Yeah, right. Okay, so that's the worst case scenario. You get a blue jay in there, and he's so large, he jumps out of frame. Female cardinal. There you go. Splish splash. So there's the cardinal and the blue jay. Of course, there were male cardinals also. Let's see if I find somebody else. Yeah, there's some. I don't know who it is though. I don't want to show you and not be able to identify it. There's a male cardinal. Take my word for it. Okay, let's see back. That's Carolina wren. That's a horrible way to show you these videos. Apologies for the messiness. Mourning dove. So this was all day, every day. A wide diversity of bird getting in the easy bird bath. Why? To drink water, take a bath. Universal welcome mat. You want to attract birds? Put water out. In a concrete pot with cool geometry. In a plate, in a dish, in a bucket lid. Maybe even a cup. I don't know. I tend to think 6 or 8 inches is about a minimum surface area to attract a bird. And I mean, we've just named 3 or 4 things that are so easy household items. You wouldn't need to go smaller than that. And I wouldn't encourage anyone to break any rules or anything, but a dish of water with maybe a sprig of plant you're trying to root. Maybe you're not violating any HOA restrictions against attracting birds to your place, but it definitely will. And there's Liquid Zoo Only fans. Welcome. Good to see you, Liquid Zoo. We gave you a shout out for buying the first piece of Bird Garden channel bird talk show art. Today we have another one. This is called Mellow Haze, and we do appreciate your contribution. Last week, Liquid Zoo Only fans, you can go over there and check out that channel. If Big Tank Hank is still here, maybe he'll put that link up for Liquid Zoo Only fans, channel supporter. Glad to have people like that. The smaller creators, smaller channels, you don't have the opportunity for memberships, super chats, and definitely you're not monetized. So things like that help. And listen, no, this isn't a complaint, but if you'll take a look at that 24/7 live stream of the Bird Garden feeding station, you're going to see that that's a significant investment. And if you go to the Pond Life channel and you see the pond and the waterfall, you'll see a significant investment. So the infrastructure, I chose it. It's for me. I'm happy to share it with you. I made the decision to get those things that are not inexpensive, but it makes my life better. It was an exchange, of monetary units for what I foresee as a lifetime of happiness from this moment forward, and many in the past, because we made those decisions. But any support we get for the channel, whether it's the free clicks, whether it's the purchase of art, it's encouragement, not only financially, but it says, yeah, I like where you're going. I want to be a part of that. So thank you for your consideration. We're going to keep doing it. We've got so many things in the pipeline. I mean, just think about it. If you'll watch last week's live stream, we talked about an easy bird feeder, piece of plastic and a rock, and we had birds all over it. And there are videos up. You can go look at some of the shorts. Today, I showed you a concrete pot we put water in. Birds all over. I showed you clips, 3 or 4 different species, and that I had to turn the camera off because so many birds were coming to the bird bath. But by the way, let me mention, the pond is right beside the bird feeding station. Okay, so the bird feeding station is let's say here, all right, and the camera angle is in this direction, and the pond is here. Pond, bird feeding station. They're close. That camera angle just happens to be away from the pond. Pond, beautiful. I did a song. Yeah, Rico Stan. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, I'm getting the pushback. I'm getting the YouTube pushback. I've been 991, 993, back to 980. So it's, I think it's the YouTube cleanse. They're taking out inactive subscribers, and we're having to rebuild. But thank you very much for all that you're doing, Rico Stan, to support the channel. I know you just put a pond in your backyard. It's going to bring you a lot of happiness. So much, in fact, already, I think I heard you say you're considering hiring a contractor and going full scale on your pond. Well, I'm for you. I'm with you. I support that. And so I was saying, on the Pond Life channel, there's lots of video of the pond. And sometimes you can see, especially in the drone shots, you can see the bird feeding station. You can see the proximity there. So even though I took the easy bird bath out, the birds have a 5,000 gallon pond and a 26-foot waterfall to bathe and drink in, and they do. And if you'll go back and look at some of the early videos on the Bird Garden channel, Bird TV, I think, was one, you'll see, man, birds came by the hundreds at one time to get into the stream. A migratory flock of brown-headed cowbirds just everywhere. And we've got footage of American goldfinches, northern mockingbird, all the birds still bathing, still drinking out of the pond. Okay, this was just I put out this little concrete pot to see if this worked, because if it did, that's something I can recommend to everyone. And then that's what I'm doing. A full-scale pond with a contractor, if that's your taste and that's what you want to do. Like I just told Rico Stan, I support that. And I'll put up lots of information on one channel or the other to help you make those decisions and enjoy your pond like I have. But it wasn't a universal thing. It's more of a specialty thing, the big pond. Not everyone wants a big old pond in their yard. But anybody who wants to attract birds and enjoy the life benefits we've discussed can put out, a couple inches of water in a container. So I had this pot not doing anything, put a little water in it, birds started coming, put a camera on it, captured the birds, now have something to share. Even made a live stream about it. Bird Garden channel, Bird Talk Show, Episode 2, Easy Bird Bath. Put some water in something and watch the birds come. All right. Got 8 people still hanging out. Guys, that is so fantastic. You don't even know. We got another channel here. Rico Stan to 1,000. Yeah, Big Tank Hank supports that 100. And so do I, by the way. Okay, good. Rico Stan also a moderator here. Yeah, I did that a couple months ago, and that's the first time I've seen him wearing the ranch. So we got two good moderators right there together. Rico Stan channel. I think he's been doing videos about his aquarium fish keeping and his little pond for about a year now, maybe a little longer. And he's got a growing live stream audience that absolutely love him. If you want to check out his channel, you'll figure out why. And I can tell you the big reason I love him is because he's an awesome guy and he promotes the Bird Garden channel. He gets birds. He watches birds passively, but he knows a lot of them. He loves them so much. Yeah, I got this woodpecker and I saw that bird. Yeah, I've seen those. So I would say he is definitely a birder. Rico Stan is a birder. His YouTube channel is primarily fish keeping. But the thing there that ties us all together is this nature watching. We love watching nature. We get our fix. It heals us a little bit. It's where we go. It's a safe place. That's the bond that we have. And Rico Stan is really good at gathering a crowd and talking about that on his live streams, and so supportive. He's a guest on many live streams, co-host of live streams other than his own. He has several programs in his brand, and in all of these situations, I've seen him promote the Bird Garden channel. That's awesome, and I'm all about that. The Pond Life channel is about 4,000 subscribers, and as I was growing, brought as many people with me as I could, giving them shout outs, giving them my time slot for live streams, anything I could think of, collaborations to grow a community. Because basically, I love the birds. This is all about the birds, but we're building community around it. And I think most people who have had a solo mountaintop experience would agree, it would have probably been better if I had some people to share that with. I mean, what's success if there's no one to celebrate with? So building community, very important part of this. Okay, 9 people in here, probably everyone's shaking their head right now. Big part of this mission even is to build community around this collective, the bird watching on the Bird Garden channel. That's the mission. That's the theme. And without people, well, there's no YouTube channel. All right, it's just that obvious. If there's no one that's interested, if you're not interested enough to share, there's no channel. There's no community. Okay, but the other side of that coin is if you've got a YouTube channel, you're guilty of building community. You're doing it. Speaking of which, YouTube made some changes recently. Since we're over 500 subscribers, we have the community tab. I've been using the community tab, and I'll ask you to go over there. Here's another free opportunity to support Bird Garden channel. I put a poll up. Go take the poll. I put a picture up. I took in Florida. It's not a great picture, but it's kind of cool. Go caption the photograph. Get involved in the community. Let's get to know each other a little better by participation in each other's live streams. And before I forget, Rico Stan has invited me to be a guest on one of his amazing live streams, and I'm looking so forward to it. We had it scheduled earlier this month, had to postpone. Life happens. More the better, because now I have a live stream and I can talk about it also. It's coming up October the 26th, and he does a focus on live stream, and it's October the 26th. If Rico, if you want to put that link up, that'd be great. He's going to do focus on bird garden, and it's a fish. I'm telling you, it's a fish community, but they recognize me as coming from the fish keeping community and still a nature lover, still a fish keeper. I have more gallons of water that I maintain now than I've ever had in my life. That stinking pond is 5,000 gallons, and I love it. I love every ounce of it. So we're going to talk about fish and birds and community over there on Rico Stan's live stream, October the 27th. And I think I'm saying that right, the 27th. But if someone can grab that link, we'll make sure. Rico Stan, put that up there. next Tuesday. Rico says next Tuesday. So I hope you guys will tune in over there at the Rico stand live stream next Tuesday. What a cool guy. This place is full of cool people, isn't it? Okay, now I don't think we have any takers on this week's art. No problem. We'll save that for another day. If you change your mind, you can hit me up on a private message on one of the social medias. If that's the kind of thing you're into, you want to maybe have a piece of bird garden art and support the channel. We won't mention that again until you do. Thank you very much for listening. All right, I got some notes here. Okay, and yes, 9 people. Welcome aboard. 46 minutes. Okay, we're in the last quarter of the show. Here we are in the 4th quarter. We're not going over an hour. We're going to hang in here for the 1 hour mark initially. At some point, we may expand that. Okay, but we're just getting our feet wet. We're wading into live streaming, trying to build some people. Let's find a niche in the scheduling of people who enjoy hanging out in nature-oriented live streams, especially ones about birds. Okay, that's coffee. I told you we were going to talk about that, and I see travel coming up. I want to talk about travel. This is a way that I can impact my world, the choices I make. I love coffee. I'm drinking coffee every day, bro. And I didn't drink coffee until I was a young adult. I was actually in Army basic training, Fort Benning, Georgia, infantry. What do they call that? The Benning School for Wayward Boys. And I learned to drink coffee and several other bad habits. But the kind of coffee that I can drink now and do often, excuse me, is shade grown coffee. Why am I drinking shade grown coffee? Think about it, okay? A couple of things should jump off the page. If you just ask yourself, why would anyone drink shade grown coffee? What is shade grown coffee? Well, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's coffee that's grown in the shade, which means since it's a vegetation, a floral crop, probably the shade is other vegetation. In this case, it is. I guess it could be a nursery screen, so you just limit the amount of sun that the little coffee plant gets. But in this case, it's shade grown, which indicates that the land that it is grown on hasn't been deforested in order to make agricultural rows of coffee. So shade grown coffee is grown with other plants. Okay, we don't have to cut the forest down to grow the coffee if we grow it in the shade grown fashion. Now, it doesn't take much of a leap to understand why the shade is important to the birds. It's because the trees and the taller plants are forming a canopy over the low coffee bush, so the birds have more habitat. If the coffee weren't shade grown and the forest was gone, the birds lose all that habitat. So it's not only the forest, but the birds, direct impact to the birds. Fewer bugs, fewer roost sites, fewer hiding places, fewer nesting sites. I mean, you're interrupting the ecology of the agricultural area. I'm not for closing down all of the coffee plantations and putting all of the people out of work that aren't harvesting shade-grown coffee. I'm just saying this is relatively new in commercial coffee, and I'm for promoting shade-grown coffee. And perhaps in places where they have cleared the land in order to grow coffee crops, maybe the technology and the information that we grow from experience says, hey, you know what? We can let successive natural growth reoccur in those coffee fields based on what we know. No, excuse me. And we can just let the former agricultural coffee model go to a level of succession that supports natural growth, regrowth of the forest, and the coffee industry. So I'm drinking shade-grown coffee. I'm suggesting that you look into it. Maybe it's for you. Now, one thing that I find when I buy shade grown coffee, it's delicious. There's no sacrifice. I actually, it tastes better, and it should, because you're going to pay a little more. Now, not because it's shade grown per se, there are fewer coffee beans harvested on the same amount of acreage or hectareage uh, due to the shade and other plants competing for the space and the light. But I can't make a blanket statement here because I don't know, but very many times I've seen shade grown coffee also being a part of a fair trade organization. So all of the labor, all the people involved in that chain of custody for the shade grown coffee are certified, whatever that means. I haven't went down there and inspected and investigated and made sure they're doing it the way I want them to. But there's at least an effort, a raising of awareness of fair trade business, which means higher wages are paid. Basically, it's more human. It's more human focused than if it were not fair trade affiliated. So shade grown fair trade coffee means you might pay a few more bucks to get the same quantity of coffee. Definitely tastes better. Definitely should. Hey, I'm a value guy, but you can know when you buy shade grown fair trade coffee, you're making a decision to impact the conservation of your world. And this isn't, hey, there's no shame here. There's no shame in this game. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just presenting an opportunity for you to put it. Listen, I'm going to give you this information. Put it on your buffet of options. If it turns out that's an option you want to choose because it makes your life better, it helps you pursue happiness, great. If you don't want it, don't spit on it. Maybe what the next guy wants. Just leave it. That's not for me. Thanks. Blah, blah, blah. Moving on. No problem. Next guy. Hey, shade grown coffee. That's a good idea. Just putting it on your buffet of options. That's all. No pressure. Helped me, maybe helps you. That's right, Liquid Zoo. Got no bids. No bids today. All right. If I did, I missed them. You're going to have to call my attention to it. So we have got some travel coming up. Bird travel. That's mostly the travel I do. If I say I'm traveling, probably there are birds involved. There is, let's see. Then there's a festival in South Texas. I think it's called the Rio Grande Valley Birding Festival, and the plan is to maybe go down there. A couple of hiccups to overcome, right? But we're looking very seriously in that direction. Following that, maybe first of the year time frame, Hawaii for birding. Want to see the albatross in Hawaii. And always a tempting low hanging fruit is to go to New England, Maine, do some birding. There's some birds up there that are puffins. Okay, puffins. If you've never seen the Atlantic puffin, Google it, check it out. So cool. Never seen one in the wild. Be a life bird for me. But this Rio Grande Valley thing is coming up, and lots of birds that you don't see anywhere else in the United States come right across the Rio Grande Valley because birds don't recognize political boundaries. The habitat is exactly the same to them on one side of the Rio Grande as is the other. Yeah, Rio Grande. That's translated as River Grande, big river. So on maps, it's funny. I see and read and say Rio Grande River. That's the River Grande River. That's a little redundant. Wait, we got a bid. My man Rico Stan bidding on today's art. We take this pause to show the art that Rico Stan has bid $20 on. I mean, Rico Stan, he's going to get the free easel. It's going to be free shipping to him in the United States. Rico Stan, he didn't just bid. He came in and said, wait, I'm going to crush the silence on that art purchase. And I think that was kind of intimidating. Oh, I see now. Liquid Zoo bid a number $8 sign. Matt started. That's right. Thank you, Matt. And Matt, we do the $ first, then the number, so there's no confusion. You intended to bid, and we start the bid at $10 so that I can cover shipping and throw in a free easel in the United States. So that was excellent. That may have been a disguised bid. That may have been a kind of a fake end around move to poke the fire a little bit, and it worked. Rico Stan, he just smacked the $8 idea away. He knocked it out of the park. Rico Stan went yard with that $8 offer and said, nope, $20. I think he intimidated people. Rico Stan, I think people are just shivering now. They're hiding. They're under the covers. They're under the table listening. Like, I'm not getting near the keyboard. I'm not going to outbid that guy. He's a heavy hitter. He's sneaky that way. Yeah, but hey, listen, he's all about the bird garden art. He's the first purchaser of bird garden art on the Bird Garden Bird Talk show. So thank you for that, Rico. We'll keep an eye on that. And the closing few minutes here, I'm going to close that thing out in just a second. But I mentioned the travel to say there will be content created from wherever, whenever we go. And probably, I appreciate your feedback on this. Maybe I'll do something on the community tab to formalize an opportunity for you to weigh in. But we're going to do more of a vlog style. We'll be doing the birding. We'll talk about the birds, the habitat, the place, but we're also going to do food thing. It's going to be more of a travel and birding rather than an animals and pets kind of vibe. That said, yeah, local culture, food, things to do other than birding, and of course, birding. And so different genre. You're going to try to cross-pollinate some crowds, just like bringing the fish crowd to birds and the bird crowd to fish. You're going to do the same thing over there on the travel vlog style thing. And from here, it looks like we're going to do that as a playlist on the Bird Garden channel first. And that way we can really hone the format, get an idea of the feedback we're going to have, and then maybe launch into a separate channel. So keep an eye out for that travel vlog style content coming up. I hope you'll find it enjoyable. We got a Killer Kitty in the house. Hello, and welcome. With 2 minutes left, I'm going to go ahead and close this auction in 10 seconds. If you'd like to make a bid, I'm going to do a 10-second countdown. If the bid makes it through, I mean, we're behind on chat, so maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't, but we got to let Rico know if he won his art with that hammer of a bid, $20. Thank you for that. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sold. No more bids, please. Thank you. Congratulations, Rico. $20. Rico, if you will go to my PayPal account, rackcross@gmail.com, and use the friends and family option, not the goods and services, but the friends and family. It costs you a couple extra cents, but I pay the postage, you pay the fees. I'm going to happily send this out to you. Mellow Hayes. That's rackcross@gmail.com on PayPal, friends and family method. And leave a note when you go to PayPal, Rico Stan, with your shipping address. And I'll get that out to you right away. You did get you some art. I'm so glad to have you in our art collecting family. That's a beautiful feeling for me. I really appreciate that. We will definitely sink your contribution of $20 into the channel. So that's going to wrap it up for today. I've got 20 seconds to say goodbye. I appreciate you guys so much. Try the easy bird bath. Use the kind of thing you have laying around. Let me know how it works out. I hope I see you on the community tab. Watch a few videos. Give me 1 minute of your time. I'll make your life better. This has been a great show. We're going to do it again next week. I hope to see you then. And before then, on the video scene. Take care.